Australia's best-selling SUV has had a makeover. This is the new Toyota RAV4. It's not due in showrooms until the first half of next year, but we're getting a first look here today before we get obviously a more comprehensive look early in the new year. I'm going to take you through the exterior of this car in this video, jump inside, show you all the new tech and the space on offer, as well as tell you how much it costs and what you get for the money. Let's get started. This is the first new RAV4 in 7 years and the biggest update to Australia's best-selling SUV in that time. This video is only a static look at the RAV4, and if you want to know what it's like behind the wheel, come back to Drive later this month for more impressions on that. But in the meantime, here's what you need to know. Regular hybrid versions of the new RAV4 are due in showrooms in March 2026. Powered by a 2.5 litre petrol-electric hybrid system, developing 143 kilowatts with a choice of front or all-wheel drive. Coming a bit later in 2026 will be a RAV4 plug-in hybrid. You'll be able to get that in a flagship GR Sport variant you see here, with sportier styling, revised suspension, a wider wheel track, as well as some more upgrades inside and out. We've had a look at that car on the stand of the Tokyo Motor Show. To see what it's like inside and out, click up there on the card on your screen now to watch that video. Here's what you're probably waiting to hear, the price. The new RAV4 starts from $45,990 plus on-road costs for the base GX, up to $55,340 for the Edge you see on your screen here, as well as up to $60,340 before on-road costs for the top-of-the-range cruiser all-wheel drive. That's before you get into the plug-in hybrid range, which starts from $58,840 to $66,340, all before on-road costs. The RAV4 has always been one of the more rugged-looking cars in the mid-size SUV class. This new model takes it up to another level. This one here is the mid-grade Edge. This used to be at the top of the range, but now it is in the middle of the lineup and has a different front bumper to the rest of the range. More of a look inspired by some of the off-roaders Toyota sells in the US, like the 4Runner and the Tacoma and those kind of cars. You can see new headlights in line with Toyota's new design language called Hammerhead. So it gives you that look that you've seen on Camry, Prius, other cars in the Toyota range. It's a pretty similar sized car in terms of dimensions overall. If the old RAV4 fit in your garage, it's probably likely that this one will too. It's pretty similar in terms of length, width, as well as the wheelbase, which is the distance between the front and the rear wheels. You can see unique wheels on this Edge grade as well. They go up to 20-inch wheels on Cruiser and GR Sport models. And it is a pretty boxy design overall. A lot more of a longer roofline than the previous generation RAV4. Hopefully a bit more cargo space there at the back. And a new design at the rear with some new tail lights, new RAV4 script as well on the middle of the tailgate, and generally a more boxy, sort of off-roady look than the previous car. What do you think? Let us know down below. I see a bit of Nissan X-Trail, Subaru Forester in the way this car looks, but of course you tell us what you think in the comments down below. Now, as for the boot of the RAV4, got a power tailgate on high grades. It is still pretty slow as with the previous car. It feels a little bit faster, but it's still pretty line ball with the previous model. You can see quite a large boot there for prams, shopping bags, suitcases, all the stuff you want to put in a mid-sized SUV like this. As well as things like a little net on the side, as well as 12-volt socket in here, some bag hooks, some other little practicalities like that. Under the floor, as a lot of hybrid mid-sized SUVs go to tyre repair kits, which obviously aren't very useful if you're in the middle of nowhere, for example, with no phone reception. You can see got a space saver spare wheel under the floor of this model. Even the base model GX, you can actually option a full-size spare wheel, which is a handy bonus for rural buyers who maybe don't want to use a tyre repair kit that perhaps can't fix big punctures on the side of the road. And when you've got no phone service, that's not very useful. Standard features in the base GX include 17-inch alloy wheels, a 10.5-inch touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a 12.3-inch instrument display, and a full suite of advanced safety aids. Higher model grades, including this Edge you see here, at 18-inch alloy wheels, a 12.9-inch touchscreen, a power-adjustable driver's seat, wireless phone charging, leather look trim, and more, as well as this grade's unique styling on the outside. Inside is probably where the biggest changes happened for the new RAV4. Now, the exterior is evolutionary, but in here it is all new for this car. What you'll notice are two big screens ahead of me here. A choice of 10.5 or 12.9-inch screens, depending on the model you go for. This being the Edge, I get the bigger 12.9-inch display, and it's running new software for Toyota. It's called Arene. It's meant to be faster, quicker to respond, higher processing power, and just a bit more of an easy-to-use system overall. You can see it responds pretty quickly. It's got an easier layout, I would say, than the previous generation of Toyota infotainment systems. But you will notice some of your climate controls have moved into this display. I do have buttons here for increasing the temperature, but fan speed is now seemingly a multi-touch operation here on the screen. Now, I have shortcuts down the bottom for that, as well as your heated seats, your air direction, your recirculating air, things like that. But it's a shame to see some of those climate controls have moved into the display. Now, Ahead of me here is a fully digital instrument cluster. Shows me everything that I want to see in a car like this. Pretty similar software to the last RAV4 that you got inside the higher grades of that car. Not the easiest to use in terms of flipping between menus, but it's clear, it's easy to read. I do have a concern though that it may get a bit glary on a sunny day, but again, we'll have to wait till we get this car on public roads to find out a little bit later in the year. Elsewhere in this cabin, it hasn't gone all in on touchscreen and digital controls either. You can see a normal shifter for the gears down here, at least on this Edge model. Higher grades have a smaller shift-by-wire controller, but still, it's not on a stalk and it's not anywhere else in the car on the screen, for example, which can be a little bit weird. Wireless phone chargers in here. You've got conventional controls for your drive mode, EV mode, as well as things like trail mode in this all-wheel drive hybrid version that we're in here. Of course, it is a pretty well-equipped car in higher grades. You get 45-watt USB ports in the top of the range. This one only gets 15-watt charging. 2 cup holders, as well as plenty of space in your door pockets and things like that. Now, there are some cool tricks here to talk about as well. This center console obviously opens as you'd expect, but if I put that down and then press both at once, I can lift it off, fold it over, and I get a little pop-out table there for putting, I don't know, a Macca's meal or something like that while you're on the road. It is a pretty nifty feature to have while parked, something we don't often see in a car sort of at this lower end of the mid-size SUV market. Also worth calling out are the seats. They are new for this new generation RAV4. They're pretty comfortable, good amount of power adjustment here for the driver, including plenty of under-thigh support, which is nice there as well. Choice of materials, depending on the model you go for. This Edge has sort of a leather look material, with some nice orange highlights there as well, which you can also see on the center console as well as on the steering wheel, which is also new for this generation. Now, the similar footprint to the old RAV4 means interior space is pretty similar in the back of this car. I'm 6'1" or 186 centimeters tall. This driver's seat is set up for me. As you can see, I've got about a fistful of knee room there, the front seat, good headroom there as well as some toe room under the front seat. Not too much. This seat is set as low as it will go back here. The floor is not completely flat. It does have a bit of a hump, but it's not too intrusive like, say, a Volkswagen or a Skoda in this segment can be. Now, this being the Edge model is not the top of the range version anymore, but it is still pretty well equipped. You've got 2 15-watt USB ports, at least in this grade. Normal air vents down here. No sort of third zone of climate control, but again, that is okay. Decent sized map pockets that are quite soft, actually. Not very deep, but very, very soft. As well as some space in the doors for bottles and some sort of softer materials on the top of the doors here. Fold down center armrest with a pair of cup holders, as well as things like outboard ISOFIX points and 3 top tethers for the rear seat occupants. But overall, it is a pretty spacious car back here. Not the biggest car in the medium SUV segment anymore. Still, I reckon spacious enough for most families. And if the current RAV4 worked for you, I reckon this one will too. So there you have it. That's our first look at the new Toyota RAV4. This is a pretty compelling mid-size SUV. Loads of space on the inside, sharp design on the outside, as well as plenty of tech to keep pace with this segment in 2026. But of course, what is it like to drive? That is the question we want to answer. Come back to drive later this week to find out. If you enjoyed this video, why not give us a like? And if you can't wait for the new RAV4, click up there to watch us put 3 other mid-size SUVs head to head.